going on, guys? It's Steve. So a lot of you guys are telling me to respond to this video by Total Pro Sports. I'm pretty sure that's what their channel name is. Oh man. Okay, so I sat there, I went to the link, and pretty much what I saw was, I think it was 7 or 8 reasons why LeBron James is not the GOAT. So I'm like, oh geez, here we go. Right? I'm like, here we go. Because I know there are some arguments for Jordan, but they're more in favor of LeBron. But anyway, so I watched the video, and I had to stop watching midway through because it was complete bullshit. That video was just complete BS. I'm sorry, but you know, you don't know. I don't think you understand basketball, or you're just talking out of your ass, or you're just reading a script. Because there's no way in hell you can sit there and literally say that LeBron James played in a weak Eastern Conference while Michael Jordan played in a tough era. The 90s era is one of the most actually it is the most watered down era in NBA history. He said, okay, this is what he said. He said Michael Jordan had to go up against, and then on top of that, first of all, let's talk about the conferences real quick, the Eastern Conference, about this whole BS topic. So pretty much, you know, the real thing is that LeBron James' Eastern Conference, yes, it wasn't the greatest ever, but it wasn't as easy as Michael Jordan's. Michael Jordan's Eastern Conference had teams making the playoffs with 20 to 25 wins. Literally, teams making the playoffs. You had people, the expansion teams coming in, you know, and I'm just like, how is LeBron's era easier than Jordan's? That doesn't make sense. And then he brings up this topic, LeBron James's final record, and then he also says LeBron James never faced any great competition in the NBA Finals like Michael Jordan did. When I saw that, you understand how pissed off I was when I read that comment. When I heard him say that, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. There's no way in hell you can sit there and literally think that Michael Jordan played harder teams than LeBron James did. That is complete bullshit. There's no way in hell Michael Jordan played harder teams than LeBron James. There's just no way in hell that's possible. No way in hell that happened. The reason why I say that is because let's compare Michael Jordan's teams to LeBron James's teams. Let's compare. LeBron James in the NBA Finals, his first Finals appearance. First of all, I just want to bring this topic up. You said LeBron needed help and that Jordan didn't. So if LeBron needed help and Michael Jordan didn't, how come LeBron James led his team not only to the playoffs, but all the way to the NBA Finals, to the best record in the NBA for 2 years in a row, going 66-16, 61-21. 2007 NBA Finals, they lost, yes, but that was Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs, one of the best teams in NBA history. And you're going to sit there and act like LeBron James played no competition? Michael Jordan couldn't even make it to the NBA Finals without Scottie Pippen. He couldn't even make it out of the first round without Scottie Pippen. So if he's the greatest of all time, how come the greatest of all time couldn't do, supposedly, what LeBron James did? What does that mean? LeBron's not good? Anyway, back to the topic about the hard teams. Let's also compare. So LeBron played the Spurs, one of the best teams ever. That was back when the Wild Wild West was going on. Teams with like 56 wins were, you know, fighting for the 8th seed. You know, it's crazy, right? So let's fast forward to 2011. Huge choke job. I give you that. At least I'm honest. You're delusional. You're sitting there acting like Michael Jordan is perfect. You said Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time because he's 6 for 6. How many people are going to say that? If he's the greatest of all time because he's 6 for 6, how come Tim Duncan isn't the second greatest of all time? How come Kareem, Magic, Bird, Kobe, who's 5 and 2? How come, you know, Robert Horry has 7 NBA championships? Bill Russell has 11. So how, I think Bill Russell's like 11 for 12 or 11 for 13. So how the hell actually, yeah, I think he's 11 for 12. How the hell is Michael Jordan the greatest ever because he has 6 NBA championships, 6 for 6? He had one of the best supporting, scratch that, he had the best supporting cast around him in NBA history. And you're going to sit there and act like Michael Jordan led that team all by himself? What happened the year Michael Jordan retired? I think this was 94. What happened that year? Didn't the Chicago Bulls only lose 2 less games and they still made it deep in the playoff? How are you going to say that he's the reason why you won the championship, but yet somehow, some way, they only lose 2 less games in the regular season and they still go deep in the playoffs without you? How? And then you want to bring up the topic of competition. Okay, competition, right? Let's look at who LeBron had to go up against compared to Michael Jordan. What guards did Michael Jordan have to go up against? And don't give me that bullshit. Oh, he had to go up against Magic Johnson. He had to go up against Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas. That was like his first 3-4 years in the NBA. LeBron, for the entirety of his career, has had to go up against some of the greatest players ever. Some of the best teams ever. Tim Duncan Spurs, Kobe's Lakers, Paul Pierce's Boston Celtics. The list can go on and on and on. The Golden State Warriors. LeBron James is the first player in NBA history to lead every single statistical category in the NBA Finals. First player to lead his team from a 3-1 deficit comeback. And you're going to sit there and act like Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time? The easiest way to explain this. LeBron does more on the court. Hence, he's a better player. It's that easy. It's that easy. Awards and all that other crap is just, what is it called? Just sprinkles on the sundae. Like my man Paul Walker said, God bless him. That was my dude. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much all that it is awards are just sprinkles on the sundae. If you're not on a good team, you're not going to win MVP. If you're not on a good team, you're not going to go far in the playoffs. If you're not on a good team, you're not going to win Finals MVP because you won't even make it to the NBA Finals. You probably will. It'll be hard to become an all-star. So don't sit there and act like Michael Jordan is so good. If Michael Jordan is so good like you say, how come in his last 2 years in the NBA with the Washington Wizards, if he's the best player of all time, how come his last 2 years against the Washington Wizards, the greatest player ever, remember that, the greatest player of all time, how come he couldn't lead them to the NBA, at least to a playoff appearance? If he's so good, how come he couldn't lead them to an NBA playoff appearance? How? Oh, because he needed help. Everyone needs help. But the difference is LeBron James makes his teammates way better. Don't give me that. People, freaking Skip Bayless and all these other people say, Michael Jordan made Scottie. He made Scottie Pippen. So how come Scottie Pippen's stats went up after Michael Jordan? Did he make that happen? After Jordan, did he make that happen in 94, 95? Did Michael Jordan do that too? Was he training him off the court? Come on, man. Let's go on with more teams. 2012, the Oklahoma City Thunder. He goes up against Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. They win in 6 games. 2013, one of the best teams in the NBA history, the San Antonio Spurs, literally won a championship in 3 different decades with Tim Duncan. 3 Hall of Fame players on that squad. And you're going to sit there and act like LeBron James sucks because he needed help to get past them? You put Michael Jordan... You use Michael Jordan's, let me see, what year was this? LeBron was in his 4th year in the NBA. His 4th year in the NBA. You put Michael Jordan in his 4th year in the NBA with that garbage team that he had, the same way LeBron had a garbage team, in that Eastern Conference in that modern day era, 06-07 season. I want to see if Michael Jordan would make it to the NBA Finals or even if he would make the playoffs. He wouldn't. He wouldn't even make it to the Finals. And if he did, it would be a sweep, just like LeBron. But no. It's not LeBron's fault. Why do you punish LeBron for being so good? It's not his fault that he's so good to make it so far. But once you get to a really high level and you play the best team in the world, the other best team in the world, obviously you're going to need help because that team is going to be stacked just like your team should be. But sometimes you have cases where players are so good that they can carry them. Allen Iverson, Dirk Nowitzki, Hakeem the Dream, LeBron James, Dwyane Wade. Dwyane Wade, in his 3rd year in the NBA, actually, 04, 03, 04, 3rd year in the NBA, Finals MVP. Some of the best stats in finals history. Actually, for his age, that was the best ever. And you're going to sit there and act like Michael Jordan could do that? You're going to sit there and act like Michael Jordan could do that? I would love to see Michael Jordan do what D Wade did. I would love to see Michael Jordan do what Kobe's been doing. Back in when he was dropping 50, 50, 50, 81, doing his thing. I would love to see that happen. You know what else I would love to see? How come we blame LeBron, right? Oh, LeBron choked. He lost in 2014. Oh, he lost in 2014, huh? He did, right? Did he not average around 28, 7, and 5 on 60% shooting from the field and 52% shooting from 3 and 75% shooting from the free throw line on the best defender, quote unquote, in the last decade? Did he not do that? I mean, was he padding his stats like people say? Bullshit! If Kawhi is so good of a defender, which he is, how come he couldn't slow down LeBron? Because LeBron is the GOAT. Look at LeBron's help in that NBA Finals. Compare that to all the help Michael Jordan ever had. Chris Bosh averaged 13 points per game in that Finals. D Wade averaged 15. Come on, man. D Wade had 3 surgeries that year. Chris Bosh was just irrelevant in that Finals. I don't know what the hell was going on. And it was a 1-on-5. A 1-on-5. You put Michael Jordan on the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers. I would love to see if he would come back from that 3-1 deficit. He wouldn't. You want to know why? Because he can't impact the game to the likes of LeBron James. He can't. This is nonsense, man. People always bring up the faults of LeBron. Oh, LeBron can't do this. LeBron can't do that. LeBron can't shoot. Well, how come LeBron has a higher 3-point percentage than Michael Jordan? Explain that. Explain why Michael Jordan was shooting 13%, 17%, 18% until they brought the line closer and the percentage went up. Explain that. Explain. And I think this was 91. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the 1991 NBA Finals. Lakers versus Bulls. Everyone says, well, Michael Jordan had to go up against Magic. Oh, my goodness. Magic Johnson, out of his prime in 1991, was absolutely annihilating Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Scottie Pippen and Jordan had to switch because Jordan couldn't guard him. Would that happen to LeBron James? And people have the audacity to say Michael Jordan's a better come on, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. I can't, dude. I don't understand some people, man. The biasness, the ridiculousness. Like, I understand. I know I'm biased with Carmelo. I'm messing around. He's still an MVP candidate this year, though. Don't, y'all better not be sleeping on my boy. But if you're going to say Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, at least have some valid claims. And then he had the audacity to say Michael Jordan's a better player than LeBron because Michael Jordan was a better scorer. I beg to differ. Michael Jordan, for seasons, was shooting 28 times from the field, 25 times, 26, 22, 20. I think he averaged 22 shots per game, actually, for his career, for 30 points per game. Now, let's put that together with LeBron James, who averages around 18 shots per game. You know, and he only averages, what? 3 less points on 4 less shots per game? Shoots a higher percentage from the field, a higher percentage from the three-point line, not the free throw line, the three-point line. He can do everything, but somehow, some way, Michael Jordan, who shot 13% from 3, is a better scorer than LeBron. You allow LeBron. I already said this, and I did the calculations on a video a long time ago. You give LeBron James 28 shots per game. I did the calculations. I set up a proportion. It's pretty easy. The dude would average around 41 points per game. You do the same for Carmelo, he would average around 30. You do the same for Wade, he would average around 30. You do it for Kevin Durant, he would average 40. Don't give me that.